Tom.
We're hopelessly lost. Last night's episode was a repeat. And oddly enough, it's the only one we didn't cover with Hopelessly Lost. So let's get that out of the way. And then we can move on to some crackpot theories.
Excellent. Okay, so after watching this one the first time, I thought this was either the best episode of the season or the worst. And after watching it again, I'm still not sure.
Well, this is the one that covers Richard's backstory, and it's kind of a long one.
Hundreds of years, in fact.
Yeah. He looks great, though. Basically, it's the story of his descent into hell.
And speaking of hell, it's a hell of an acting job by Nestor Carbonell.
Yeah. Somebody once told me that eyeliner is real, not makeup. I don't know if I believe that. Anyway, okay. So here's his descent into hell.
Okay.
His wife, Isabella, dies because he can't get her to a doctor or get her medicine in time. Then he's arrested for murder because he takes his anger out on the doctor. He's sentenced to die. Then he's sold into slavery, so kind of a double-edged thing. Hey, you're not going to die. Good news. Bad news is you're a slave. He crosses the ocean in a storm on a slave ship that ends up crashing on the island. Then an officer from the ship goes down and kills all the slaves except him, and then the smoke monster takes that officer. And then Richard is left chained in the bottom of the boat, basically starving to death. He has a vision of Isabella, but that's not real. It turns out it's a smoke monster pretending to be her. He sees Isabella killed, but again, smoke monster. Then he's released by the man in black, and he thinks, happy days. Mm-hmm. Well, the man in black tells him he has to kill the devil if he ever wants to see Isabella again.
And he says, you're in hell, and the only way you're getting out is to kill the devil.
That's right. So Richard has to choose between good and evil, but the question is, did he make the right choice?
Good question. It raises a few others too. Like, can the man in black ever return to his original form? And is the man in black actually his original form, or is his true form something darker and more ancient?
Mm-hmm. Well, the first theory is that they're in hell. Okay, Richard's theory, and that's a pretty good one.
There's never been anything in the whole timeline that has disproved that. That's made that impossible. So it's entirely possible. Plus, that's the only episode. This is the only episode all year that they repeated. Is that significant?
Coincidence?
I don't know. Or did they just do it because they knew that we didn't do a Hopelessly Lost on that one, and they wanted to give us another shot?
I'm pretty sure that's it.
They're big fans.
Okay, another theory that's never been disproved. Remember back season 2 when Hurley's invisible buddy, what was his name? Dave. Showed up and said Hurley was really still back in the nut house dreaming the whole thing? Mm-hmm. Okay. Possible? Mm-hmm.
Possible. That theory doesn't rule out the whole LA timeline, but that makes it seem awful complicated. So I don't think that's where they're going.
All right. Well, it is kind of shades of Bobby Ewing, in the shower, disproving, the whole last season
They
of
better
Dallas.
not go there. So how about this one? The whole island is an alien construct from the future. So how else do you explain the wheel? Dharma wouldn't have built that. The wheel that moves the island, that's never really been explained. So who knows?
Yeah, it's kind of got shades of Egyptian pyramids, isn't it? Or maybe Ben is still masterminding the whole thing. Yeah, he has been kind of absent this season.
True. Remember that season where he had Sawyer and Kate in the cages, and he had them busting rocks to build an airstrip. Is that the same airstrip that the Ajira flight landed on? And did he know it was going to be coming in the future sometime?
Yeah. Speaking of which, that whole landing of the Ajira flight is weird because it landed, and yet the candidates, Jack and his crew, somehow ended up on the island alive, but not in the plane.
30 years earlier.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Here's a curious little curiosity. The show has aired on Tuesdays all season, but the finale is going to be on Sunday, May 23rd. 23 being one of the numbers, right? And whose number is it?
Jack's number.
Jack's number. So is that a hint that the last episode is on Sunday? Because that's the only way, well, I don't know. It is the only time we can get 4 hours altogether.
Probably. There's nothing else on Sunday, so there's no football. My theory is that it's all going to end with Jack and Son and Hurley sitting in a diner. Kate's outside trying to parallel park her car. As she walks in, Locke gets up, Don't Stop Believing comes on, and the screen goes black. Brilliant!
No. I think Jack wakes up in bed with Suzanne Plachette.
Isn't she dead? Ew.
All right, be sure to follow Jack Yaks on Twitter or become a friend or fan of Jack Jacksonville on Facebook.
Okay, until next week.
Until next week, we're
Hopelessly
hopelessly lost.
lost.